Hello and welcome to the show. This is Everything Under the Sun. My name is Ty. Hope all you're doing amazing out there and enjoying your life as much as possible. I want to make this short because I'm actually not home right now and I'm not using my microphone, so I'm sure you can maybe hear the sound difference right now, but I just wanted to do a quick note because I didn't want to go a week without putting anything out, but I did want to send this message because I feel as though each week there are some times where I go into a certain topic, or maybe I just go into something that I say that I've been thinking about. But a lot of times when I've been thinking about it, I feel as though the thought is combined with this podcast. This thought is combined with just what I'm presenting here. And I feel as though sometimes the thoughts come and then I think about this podcast. So I've been thinking about this and I didn't want to go this week without bringing this up. But as we go through life, I mentioned in the beginning to I hope you're enjoying your life as much as possible, because that's something I sincerely hope. I hope each of you are enjoying your life as much as possible. I mean, and I know in this world right now, I know with life and circumstances and the past and wants for the future, I know all these things that we have in our lives, they make it very hard to live right now in that moment and to enjoy life for what is being presented right here, right now. And sometimes that's hard to see, and I know that's something very difficult. So I sincerely hope the best for everyone in their lives, to bring that into their lives, to bring that happiness, to bring that joy into their lives, even for the briefest moment. And I know that so many of you are trying to do that. So many of you strive to do that, and you're doing amazing work at bringing yourself to tune your dial, as I say, tune your dial to the place that you want to be, the station that you want to be at. And there are these moments when we kind of fall back, or maybe there are these moments where we notice that we're in a place that we don't want to be in. And I've brought this up before in the episode about allowing, and this is really kind of what this is going into, but really allowing yourself to notice that drawback without giving yourself that criticism, without giving yourself that judgment, saying that maybe I did something wrong, or maybe, I'm not able to get the hang of this, or maybe it's no use in trying to do this. A lot of times those thoughts can come up as we're doing this work, because that's what it is. This is work. This is the work. This is the life work that we're doing to remove these shadows that are plaguing our minds, plaguing our bodies, plaguing our situations in life that are keeping us from enjoying the life that we want to live. So really, that's what's happening right now, is it's the removal of these shadows. And the way that we do that is by doing this work. And this work is something where it's not going to be something that just happens and then everything is fine. This is something that is a constant thing that's going to happen. And as we go through life, and as we have these moments where we're feeling great and we're like, yes, this is what I want to feel always. And then we have those moments when we're not feeling that, we're actually feeling the exact opposite of that. Even in those moments, know that you are still doing the work and you are still moving forward. There's no true drawback. There's no true going back into anything. Because at one point, maybe you didn't even realize that you wanted to feel good. Maybe you didn't realize that you valued feeling good over everything else. And then when you notice that you are going into a place that you don't want to be in, going onto a station that you don't want to be on, give yourself that compassion, because that is part of the work. And just by you noticing that you're on a different station is something so amazing. Because again, maybe you were blind to even realizing that you were in a place that you didn't want to be. And more or less that you had control to change that situation if you wanted to. And again, like, this is a process, finding a way to bring yourself to that station that you want to be on in all these circumstances. Again, like, life presents so many circumstances that get us kind of off track. But that's the work. Again, it's the work is to realize that your happiness and your well-being and the love that you have for yourself, that is what is most important and most critical in anything in this life. Because how can you present your full self? How can you be your full self, not only to yourself, but to the rest of the world, if you aren't able to allow yourself the love and the compassion that comes along with the journey that comes with life? And as you have more compassion with yourself on that journey, you allow others to have compassion in their own lives, because they see you doing this work and they see that, oh, this person slid back into maybe old habits or something like that, but they noticed it and they're still moving forward. They're still doing the work. And anyone that's familiar with any 12-step programs or any type of program that's involving this type of movement towards remission, kind of success in some kind of way, bringing yourself to realize that this remission that you're having, this setback that you're having, is something that is part of that cycle, is part of that process. That is something that can bring you so much more ease, because it's saying that it's okay. In the episode about allowing, I brought up allowing different emotions, different things to be there and present in the room, but also allow yourself to accept where you are right now, and know that you are perfectly perfect where you are right now. And as you take steps forward, you will always be perfectly where you're supposed to be. Give yourself love and compassion, because that that is what the work is to give yourself that love and compassion in spite of all these things that are coming up. Find a way to give yourself that love, because it's there. The power is there, the potential is there, it's always been there. So give yourself compassion during this process, and know that these setbacks are part of that work. Give yourself love, and realize that, wow, I notice that I even care about this. I notice that I have so much emotion right now. It feels so bad that I've fallen back. I realize that there's so much emotion here because I care so much. And before, I didn't care that much about this. Before, I didn't even realize I wanted to care that much about this. So realize that you are in the process, even when circumstances seem like they're tumultuous. Like, know that you are right in the middle of the process, and life is handing you what it knows you are able to handle. And as you kind of go through that, and those may not be words that you want to hear as you go through difficult situations. I mean, those aren't words anyone wants to hear when they're going through difficult situations. But know that in the middle of all of that storm, in the middle of all of it, there is an eye to that storm that has peace. And that is what you're seeking. That's what you're moving towards. And now that you know it's there, now that you're not just stuck on the outside in the murky waters in the storm, you realize that there's a peaceful place right there in the center that you're striving for, and that now you know it's there. So if you fall back into the storm, it's okay. It's okay. Give yourself love. It's okay. Know that you are moving towards that center even stronger and even more ferocious than you were before. And that feeling that you have of feeling that you've let yourself down, or that maybe you've done something wrong, that's just letting you know that you have so much more compassion and so much more energy towards wanting to have yourself in that place, in that eye of the storm, in that place where everything is peaceful, and you are okay. Because that's what it comes down to. Are you okay? When people ask you, how are you doing? Are you okay? Most people say, yeah, I'm okay. But you have to ask yourself this question and be sincere. Am I okay? And if you realize that you're getting yourself down because you're consumed in the storm, know that there's a place that you are able to reach. And even if you haven't reached there before, even if you haven't been there before, if these words resonate with you, if you feel as though maybe there's something to it, then that is the eye. That's the eye of that peace that's wanting you to go towards it. So even if you haven't experienced that in that moment, know that you are just in the stormy waters right now, and that's okay, because that's part of the work. Give compassion to yourself in this process, and know that everything is okay, even when it doesn't seem like it's okay. Remind yourself that you are strong, and that you can handle this situation, and that despite whatever is being presented in front of you, it's only temporary. It's only a temporary situation. But how you feel right now is something that is in your control. You can want certain things in your life. You can want certain outcomes in your life. And of course, those things are still amazing to have. But the thing that's going to happen right now is that your feeling and your emotion will change. Like you can hope and you can aspire towards having all these things, but it's not going to show up as fast as that feeling is going to show up. So have the feeling right now. Know that the storm is just a storm, and that you are able to blaze your way out of it, as long as you know that you're able to. And again, the biggest piece to this entire thing is compassion for yourself through this process, through this work that everyone is going through. So yeah, that's really all I have for this episode. If you have any thoughts or ideas or anything that you'd like to share, you can send those to everything.sunpodcast@gmail.com. You can also join any of the social media pages or send stuff on there as well. Instagram, everything.sunpodcast, Twitter @everysunpodcast, and the Facebook group @everysunpodcast as well. And yeah, that's all I got. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon.